Hey Starla, it's so great to be here with you at the World Beat Center with all this music blasting in the background, and you just finished an amazing event with your daughter and your granddaughter. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the event was called Women's Worth, and it was a multi generational, and I like to say because of the audience, multicultural grouping of women. And we were here talking about reclaiming our divinity and rediscovering our destiny.
I know, and it's so great. And I've known you for so long through our group that we're involved with, like-minded women, and the Community Alliance for Youth Success. So we're all about how do you live your passion and purpose to make a difference in this world. And part of this event today and all of that you're all about is really your own passion plus purpose equals world change formula. So how do you really describe what that is for you?
Well, for me, it's all about love. I think love is the most powerful force in the universe. And today we were coming together to talk about women loving themselves. We think we're good at loving everyone else, but you can't truly love others until you love and embrace yourself. So today we came together to redefine who we are so that we can share to the world who women are. We talked about being the womb of life. We talked about being mothers. We talked about being daughters and friends. We talked about overcoming jealousy and envy. And most importantly, we talked about not comparing ourselves and recognizing that we're divine originals.
I love that. And just for you too, in terms of your own uniqueness, right? It's like I know so much about your own journey and how you've even learned to love your own self, right? And so, and about and to talk a little bit about that and then what cell is as well.
Well, I think one of the things that came up for us today when we were talking about loving yourself is not comparing yourself. Don't compare yourself. You start to be able to see who you really are. And the other piece in terms of cell stands for celebration of everlasting life and love. But we chose cell also because the cell is the nucleus of all things. It divides, it multiplies, it diversifies, and it represents, I think, our limitlessness and all of our possibilities are all of our purpose.
I love that. And what I really love too is even though this was an event around women, what you were saying is that this is really, if you would describe what you said before about the masculine and the feminine within each of us, I thought that was really beautiful what you talked about.
Absolutely. We are whole human beings. And as men and as women, we're both masculine and we're both feminine. And part of us coming together, even as men and women, is to bring together the balance between the masculine and the feminine. But first, we have to find that within ourselves. And I believe that a lot of the issues that happen in the world are because we're out of balance in terms of leadership. We have a lot of masculine leadership without the female balance to it. And the female brings the compassion. The female brings the conversation so that possibly we don't ever have to go to war.
Oh, that's beautiful. And so for you, it's really about you learning to love yourself and then sharing that with others of how to love themselves. And through that, the difference it's made in the world is that there's much more peace, harmony. I mean, you can elaborate more on what you see the difference is when people really learn to love who they are.
Well, I always say people who love themselves aren't dangerous to anybody.
That's right.
Because people who love themselves aren't self-destructive. And so therefore they're not destructive to other people. And I believe that the power in love is transcendent and transformational. We transform into who we really are. We can't love ourselves until we see ourselves. And we can't see ourselves until we stop listening to all those messages from the other people in the world.
That's beautiful. And if you had any advice, because I know you were a teacher for 43 years.
Around 3, yes.
And what I love about that is that people thought they came to your class, to come to like a traditional learning environment. And in that class, what they really learned was about themselves, right? So I always ask people if you had any advice to give anyone about how do they uncover themselves, their passion and their purpose and the difference they want to make. I feel that for 43 years, you really help people do that, and you continue to do that through Sal and through what you did today. But do you have any specific advice for people around that area?
Absolutely. I help people discover for themselves who they already are. So what I will ask on the first day is, why are you here? And of course they say to get a degree, blah, blah, blah. I'd say, do you believe that you went to school all these years to get really good grades, to go to more school, to get more good grades, so that you could get a big degree, so that you could graduate, get a big job, buy a bunch of stuff, and then die? And they always say no. And then I said, who are you and what is your purpose? And it's all connected to your brilliance, your gifts, and your talents. And as they go within and start to identify their heart's passion, they find their purpose.
That's beautiful. And I love whenever I've heard you speak, you talk to people and you have us repeat after you the I am. And I would love for you to share with everyone that's watching this today how they can give these positive affirmations to themselves. So
Absolutely.
I'll do it with you.
Okay.
I'll repeat after you.
Okay. I am
brilliant.
I am
I am
powerful.
powerful.
I am limitless.
Limitless.
I
am
love.
love.
And then all they have to do is manifest themselves in the world.
Yay!
Yay!
Starla, pure love in action.